Hello and welcome to Kump. We have a new president-elect. Congratulations to Dr. Joe Biden, the sleepiest, whatever. They didn't go after him hard. You have to admit. You know, the Sleepy Joe was like the worst he said, right? We have to hunt her more. I don't know. Maybe that was a mistake. I would have brought up Corn Pop. I would have used that against him. I would have said, like, show me a picture of Corn Pop. I know it's a hack thing, but like, you know, you watch that when it happened, and you go, how does that? And I'm thinking now, it just occurred to me, how does that not come back to bite him? Maybe there were ads, maybe there were Corn Pop ads playing in the swing states. I'm in New York, so I wouldn't see ads anyway, I guess, but definitely not swing ads. Real biting ads. They won't waste their money here. People were celebrating yesterday. It was very jubilant, I guess. You heard yelling. I thought there was like a soccer match or someone was being lit on fire. But apparently it was, I looked at them. Oh, because I've been keeping tabs on it. People were freaking out all week. Oh, this is why Bernie should have this and that. And then, honestly, I'm not some expert. I look at the charts. I'm like, the next morning, Biden's ahead, where he's like 0.1% that, like, divided. And then we knew the mail-in ballots were going to go his way. So I'm just saying, like, it wasn't that hard. People just like to whine and bitch. So congratulations, or, if you don't like Biden, who likes Biden? Does anyone like Biden? Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't be happy if you're on that side of things. I'll vote for Biden. I don't even have to explain myself. It's like, we can coexist. I don't really get, whatever. I'm not even going to get into it. The point is, I don't know if anyone, the people who were really, like, love Joe Biden. And I used to love Joe Biden. Like, as a kid or as a young man, I thought he was a cool guy. Just snapping at people, just be like, "Hey, why don't you cut the bullshit? I'm gonna tell you again, AR-15, like, just cool shit." He was like a loudmouth or an aggressive Democrat. It was nice to see, but I'm saying no. The guy's started a crime bill, and he's fucking didn't he like railroad that like woman in the Clarence Thomas? Was it Clarence Thomas? Whatever, the Supreme Court thing. I'm just saying, like, no one's like into the guy. But, whatever. Is Trump, what is Trump doing now? He's burrowing himself in the White House. It's problematic, no matter how you slice it. Look, I'm not saying the international leaders should decide who our president is. That's not the point. But, they're all looking at the facts on the ground, the apparent situation, and they decide not going to wait for what they usually wait for an official concession, I guess. But look, you can talk all you want about France, England, even. Although I don't know what's his name, Boris Johnson. If is he a Trump guy? They have a similarity to him. I don't know if they're friends though. They should have been buddies. But I'm just saying, the Prime Minister of India, I don't know what the politics are there. But when Bibi Netanyahu comes out and congratulates Joe Biden, I don't know. I know Biden's probably done stuff for Israel in the past. Most of these guys have. But, Trump's moving the goddamn embassy to Israel. Tel Aviv, right? That was a big deal. And, like, other stuff. I'm just saying, like, they seem to be, buddies, or whatever. So I don't know. It just seems like it'd be a bold move now if he somehow tried to. He is trying, but like I don't really see the end game. No one really. It's what everyone predicted, so it's not really surprising. It's his way of saving face. I don't know how this saves face, but in his mind, he's got to make a show of it. We'll be fine, probably. If who's gonna drag him out if it has to happen. Secret Service. I mean, what if he makes himself the Treasury Secretary? Because they're part of the Treasury, right? Can the president make himself a cabinet leader or cabinet head? Because his ultimate, he has to like keep firing people, right? Like this thing, like he can't just do it. He has to fire someone and keep. And he's not gonna. Because when I'm envisioning, it's not to say look, the Secret Service works for the Treasury Department, and that's part of it. So we can kind of just order them to shoot the I don't know who else, the DC police, whatever, the Capitol Police. This is the worst case scenario, I guess. But I'm also envisioning Trump just writing himself checks from the U.S. Treasury. I mean, that would be a cool move. Or not cool. You'd have to admire it on some level, is all I'm saying. It's like, the guy's a crook. Yeah, they're all crooks. But, he's a certain kind of, there's a certain, he's just very open about, like, there's not a lot of, no, he's not setting up fake wars to make money. He's like, look, was Cheney a crook? Of course. He's also a genocidal maniac. Like, to say Trump's a crook, it's like, it doesn't, like a lot of these guys were crooks and genocidal maniacs. So stop fighting on the fact that he's a crook. I mean, I still think Bush was worse than him. So, relax. Everyone's too testy with Trump. None of them like you. None of them want to help you. Okay? Biden doesn't want to help you. Trump doesn't want to help you. Their interests might, align with you more. I don't know whose interest Trump. Look, maybe people made money off of Trump. I mean, very rich people, and maybe you were some of the people who his jobs got back for. Like you got these air conditioning jobs, but then they export other jobs. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying. I'd like this. I envision him. I'm not saying it will happen. Writing checks to his own golf courses from the Treasury, just cashing them. We're just cashing them as cash. Getting checks from literally printing checks, and just writing cash, like the way someone you ever get a check that said cash on it. I'm trying to think if I ever did. It's a thing you can do. I don't know if I've ever gotten one. I guess you can write yourself a cash check. That's the whole thing, right? Where's he cash it? The Federal Reserve? I don't know. These are things that'll come up. He should stop focusing. I mean, maybe that should be what he's doing now. He should not be focusing on keeping the presidency. He should be focused on looting the country's coffers. I'm going to Google this question right here. Where's my mouse? There we go. My head's all big on the screen now. Look at this. I need to develop a better setup so that, you can still see me when I'm Googling. I moved the mic so it don't sound crunchy. I want to know, can president name himself cabinet position? Doesn't make any sense. This is so dumb that no one's ever even asked it, apparently, on Google. Can president be on cabinet? Can the president be on his own cabinet? Okay. The United States Constitution does not explicitly establish a cabinet. The cabinet's role, inferred from the language of the opinion clause of the Constitution, is to serve as an advisory body to the president. So maybe he can't, but I don't know. I mean, first of all, if that's the case, how are they, because the cabinet can get together and rule him unfit, right? In general, the president or her. So I don't know how advisors can do that. That seems, sketchy. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to, but if they're just advisors, it's sketchy language is all I'm saying. But yeah, because that's the thing. You have to have. I guess he could find someone. He could just make Jared Kushner the Treasury Secretary. They'll do it together. So maybe it's a technicality. He'll find some yuts to do it. I mean, the whole thing with I'm thinking back to there's Comey, but there's also, what was his name? John Dean, back in Watergate, where they kept firing. He fired Archibald Cox, right? Oh, no, John Dean was a whistle. I forget how it worked, but he kept firing. Nixon kept trying to fire people. This whole Saturday Night Massacre or Friday Night. It was a Friday night massacre. It was a massacre, and by that I mean cabinet heads. I guess the Justice Department were getting axed. Hey, do this for me. No, all right, and you're gone. They kept firing people, which I guess kind of happened with Comey too. Not as grand of a setting, I guess. But the point is, he'll get some yuts to be the Treasury Secretary. He'll write him the checks. I mean, it'd be cooler if Donald Trump was actually writing his own checks. That's what makes it fun. If Jared Kushner does it, I don't know if it's as fun. I mean, I guess they have to be approved by the... That's the thing. They have to be approved by Congress, don't they? But he's got Congress. They'll do it for him. Mitch McConnell will make him, give Jared Kushner the job. And they'll just be writing checks to, they'll be buying stuff like Carnival Cruise, vouchers. And they're not going to take a cruise now, but a year or two they might. A nice, buy a cruise in the Queen Mary, something classy and gaudy. Candelabras, just gold doubloons. What's a doubloon? Is that a coin? Krugerrands. I know Krugerrands are a troy ounce of gold. That's their gimmick. They're a South African currency, I believe. But their whole thing is they're an actual ounce of gold. So it's I guess a good investment tool. He'll probably buy doubloons, old weird doubloons, pirate gold. I'm just saying stuff like that. Buy a bunch of guns and just to have and plate them with gold. Just like that movie Face Off, where Nicolas Cage is just he's got 2 gold guns and he's just swapping faces with fucking John Travolta. It was fun. It was exciting. John Woo American movies kind of suck, but whatever. Let's be honest. The Hong Kong movies they're fine. Look, when I was 17, I loved Hard Boiled. I loved The Killer. But they hold up to the Raid. It was wire work. I mean, the Raid had wire work too, but it wasn't as goofy. Doves. Enough with the doves. Anyway. So I don't know, maybe he names himself. I mean, he's already commander in chief. Does he start a war with? Where does he want his? I mean, that's the thing. He wants a Moscow, Trump golf course, right? That was the thing they wanted to do. But can he kind of just invade somewhere and lay down sod for a golf course? These are things he should be doing. I mean, what does he even want to stay for? He likes building golf courses, and I get it. Like it's like playing Sim City in real life. It's probably fun. I don't know anything in the president's. Like he hasn't designed a bridge. There's no Trump bridge. There's no Trump National Park, is there? Where he's designing cool shit. He likes it. He likes picking out pillows and playing with the toilets before they go into service. He has to shit in every toilet. It's a thing he has. Things like that. So I don't know why he's looking to stay. Just get the assets out of the country and into the new golf courses. I mean, and look, what's he gonna take? A couple billion, 15, 20, 50 billion? We spend that on one missile. That's an overstatement. But we spend a lot of money in the military. If he ends up taking 50 billion, well, we're gonna start fucking losing our minds. It is what it is. I mean, the guy did a lot of stuff in office, a lot of weird stuff. It's just the cost of doing business, maybe. I mean, get it back. I'm not saying don't try to get it back. I'm not advocating for fraud. I'm just saying, we lost a lot of money in Iraq too, and a lot of people gained money. We lost $5 trillion, and then where'd it go? Well, don't check Dick Cheney's pocket. He only ran out. But come on, where do you think it went? It went to 10 people. We don't bitch about that. So you're gonna begrudge Donald Trump another $50 billion? Give the guy $50 billion. Go away quiet. Why don't they just do that? Why doesn't Cheney just get on the phone and go, look, I'm not gonna investigate because we don't need this, right? The country. It's not good for business. It's not good for anyone to have him holed up with a gun in the Oval Office, ranting about, voter fraud. I don't, I get it. The Democrats, stole Chicago in, 1960? That was a while ago. I don't know if they're that. Look, are the Clintons corrupt? Yeah. Were the Bushes corrupt? Yeah. Okay. I mean, was Obama corrupt? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if he was corrupt. He definitely drone striked a bunch of people. He definitely was cozy with the financial world. Was he stealing money? I don't know. I know more history of the Bush family. His dad especially, HW, and the CIA. Obama, look, I like the guy, but he's, is he dirty? He's dirty in the way. Look, everyone's gonna be dirty. There's this guy. I was in some sociology class, and there was some guy we studied. We had this book. It was a small book. It was like a pamphlet. It was like a 50-page book, probably. One of those books to get in college books. It's like $30, even though it's like 100 pages. It's a racket. But it was a Plunkett. No, Plunkett's the guy from Red Letter Media. Shout out. Those guys are fun. Plunkett on Tammany Hall, of Tammany Hall. He was some guy who ran Tammany Hall. If you remember Gangs of New York, the guy Bill the Butcher was, he's trying to control Bill the Butcher, and Bill the Butcher's like, shut up, I'll fucking stab you motherfucker. I'm eating a steak, woo, whatever. The chubby guy with the mustache, the politician dude, that was Tammany, or there was a guy in Tammany Hall. I forget his name. That might have been the original Tammany dude. But I'm saying they ran New York for a long time. And this guy the book starts out, like literally the first page, I believe, the first sentence is him talking about, look, there's always going to be graft, which is another way for, stealing money. It's always going to be graft, but I'm all about honest graft, right? You take something, but you also give to the people. One for you, one for me. Which is, is that bullshit? The guy probably, raped 10,000 people and, leveled the neighborhood for profit. The guy's writing a book is my point. I'm not taking his word for it. But, perhaps that was an ethos of the time where it was like, you give a little, you get a little, which is just the greasing of the wheels. We were always cool with that. I wonder if that happens in, like, Finland, though. Are they just less corrupt? Are we just corrupt people? We might be. But whatever. That's the way it worked. So I don't even know why I got on the subject of Tammany Hall. The Bushes, the Clintons. Also, Obama might, honest graft. I don't know. The point is, he kept the Guantanamo open. He kept the wars going to a large extent. I mean, he tried to stop. Who can keep track? I know there's a lot of... Look, am I going to make another statement about Pakistani weddings getting blown up by drone strikes? I just did, I guess. I'm just saying it's less gaudy than the Iraq war, for instance. Which, we lost $5 trillion. Oh, all right, well, that's fine. I just like Obama. What do you want me to tell you? I mean, he's evil, perhaps. You're all evil. I have a hard time hating the guy. Remember that thing of him hang gliding or whatever he was doing? He looked fun. He's shooting 3-point shots. People were giving him shit because he shot a 3-point shot the other day, like a couple weeks ago. Oh, and someone was like, "Oh, he makes that shot 1 in every 30." He's like, "All right, you make the shot." Where's your NBA business card? The players get business cards. Does LeBron James have a business? Well, I'm sure he has a business card, but does J.R. Smith have an NBA business card? Like J.R. Smith, NBA player. I don't know. I don't think he does. I don't think they give those out. They might. I mean, maybe it's the kind of thing you can buy on your own. I've worked at places that you can order your own business cards. What the fuck uses business cards anymore? What kind of weird traveling salesman has a bit like it's just leaving your fingerprints everywhere? I mean, look, does it matter? Am I committing crimes? No. But do I want to be, someone takes your business card and they kill a hooker and then your DNA's there somehow because your skin cell fell off the card? This is the defense I'd be making. Your Honor, I must have given this man a business card and the killer, and he murdered this hooker. I would never murder a hooker. Look, I've made the point before about serial killers. It's just not impressive. And not because hookers can't look. Maybe a hooker can fight back. Nevertheless, they're not investigated. It's not about the prowess of the killing. It's just the fact that no one's no one's looking, so it's not really impressive that you got away with it. Yeah, so just Biden should just get on the phone with Trump, offer him a bunch of gift certificates, some stock in Luke Oil, perhaps. I don't know. That's the Ukrainian company that, whatever. Have Hunter Biden, play his golf course to raise the profile of it, whatever. Give him some, just get him out of there. Maybe make Trump a hospitality secretary. Give him a cabinet position. Make him in charge of the hotels of America. Let him save some face. He might go for that. There's a lot of people would say we shouldn't be negotiating with Trump. Look, it's about just getting back to business. And I don't mean the business of war. That's we hope that doesn't happen. We hope, what makes Biden Biden? I don't know. He used to be an aggressive guy, like I said. Now he's brain dead, it seems like. He was singing, I will raise you up on eagle's wings, which I remember in church as a kid. I assumed it was just he was at some church thing, like on the campaign trail, because Lucy had it on her phone. And I'm like, what is that? Like, it's his acceptance speech. He's singing, I'll raise you up on eagle's wings in his acceptance speech. It's not great. Yeah, he's not dressing anyone down. He's not insulting anyone. But, he's not. Look, Kamala's a very good politician. I called her from the beginning, and she's good. I watched the first debate. I'm like, she's good. And now, she's got, do they give her any power? Maybe. Cheney got a bunch of power. I don't think Biden got that. Biden got some power under Obama, I guess. But I don't think, I think they kind of constrained the vice president, because Cheney was basically the president, or at least some, defense. Or at the very least, he was the most powerful vice president, in the history of the country, probably. I don't know if Biden qualifies that. I don't know what Pence was doing. Kamala should be. At the very least when he dies, which is, look, everyone's like, he's going to die next year. These guys lived here to 90. They do. They like, so many of them. Jimmy Carter's still alive. Jimmy Carter's like, how old is Jimmy Carter? We're going to look this up. My head's still in the frame. You can't get mad at me. Jimmy Carter. Jesus, is 96. Is he still building houses and shit? He's 96. He can't be out. People go, he builds houses. There's no way he's swinging hammers. He's 96. He's probably just getting. He's a liability. He falls once and he's costing someone a goddamn their house. He's costing them their house, or whatever. I'm saying, there's a budget to this organization. So maybe that person. So he goes to a job wherever. And he starts climbing a ladder, and he falls off the first step and hits his head and starts bleeding out of his head, and the liability insurance and all that. I'm just saying, even the liability insurance premiums go up, just from that probably, and that might not cost that family their house. They'll still build that house, but the budget goes down for that Habitat for Humanity or whatever it is, and someone's losing a house. People are like, Jimmy Carter's so great for building. He's probably costing a lot of people houses by demanding to be front and center, holding a hammer. He's just hitting his own hand with a hammer all the time. He's great. Look, Jimmy Carter wasn't some saint. He was an aggressive dude. All right, he let Zbigniew Brzezinski. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, and probably last week too. He let Brzezinski go to town on Russia. They did the Afghanistan thing. They started that. Yeah, it might have accelerated under Reagan, but they started that shit. They moved away from détente, and they started, the whole SALT II treaty was very aggressive. I'm saying he wasn't taking shit from Russia. He sent the Navy SEAL, the Delta Force, to go into Iran. 2 helicopters crashed on the way there. So I'm just saying the guy wasn't a bitch. He wasn't, he wasn't. And I'm just saying, the idea that he's just some saintly guy who was too peaceful. is not the angle. I'm not saying he's evil, but I'm just saying he's an alpha dude who just got fucked by circumstance, and maybe he could have done better in certain cases, but it wasn't for lack of aggression is my point. So he's out there on the job site with a fucking Sawzall, just fucking everything up, just screwing up the jobs. And no one, and if you talk to him, you don't look at Jimmy Carter. You don't look at him. You don't really like you when he's walking past you. You keep your conversation to a murmur, or he'll fucking just start waving a Sawzall at you, and like he's a little weak now. So it's just like that's even more scary because he's like he can get it up over his chest and then like towards you, and he might just like drop it and just comes at you. I mean, he would like he's not a maniac in the sense that he would stab you with a Sawzall, or for reciprocating saw for for those technical people. But is it reciprocating? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I'm right. The point is he wouldn't do it on purpose, but he is reckless enough to like posture and weak enough that he won't be able to control it, and it'll just go into your chest. Jimmy Carter, they probably covered this up. I don't want to slander Jimmy Carter. I'm not saying it's definitely true. I'm just extrapolating with the knowledge that I have. And my willingness to kind of point out he's an aggressive dude, that he might have stabbed people with Sawzalls, and like for the greater good of Habitat for Humanity, it's we're just gonna let it slide. Like, all right, look, I mean, they give you like a $10,000 stipend or something, or they give you a McDonald's gift certificate somewhere in between maybe. I mean, it has to be a big gift certificate, like at least a couple $100. Take your whole family, get Big Macs, quarter pounds of cheese, shakes, McFlurries, just the whole nine. I mean, Jimmy Carter has a deal with McDonald's where like it's just like one time you show up, as many people as you want. It could be if you bring 30 people. I mean, that's just what it is. You get whatever you want, but one order. You can't even go back and go, hey, we forgot to order a pickle sandwich for the kid. Pickle sandwich. Sorry. Pickle sandwich. I mean, they'll make it for you. I worked at McDonald's. You can effectively order a pickle sandwich. It won't, not by name, but you just say I want a hamburger with extra pickles, like a bunch of extra pickles. They'll do it for you. There's all sorts of like they have those. See, I worked at the movie theater, and then those buttons were like dummy buttons, where you're like there's no options. You can't really customize it. But McDonald's, they have these dummy buttons where you go large shrink, large this, but it's always modifier controls. So you could do that. Like when you first work there, you don't really know how, but like, the guy, you say, I don't know, like, I can't do that, and the guy gets pissy, and your manager comes over. He wants me to make a pickle sandwich. He's like, yeah, we can do that, and he starts going crazy with the machine. And you go, I didn't even know you could do this. And he's like, yeah, shut up, fat boy. And then I spill a whole bag of shake mix on the floor. Whatever. It happened. The point is, so you can't even order a pickle sandwich. You get this one meal for as many people as you want. I mean, look, it has to be people who can fit in a restaurant. You can't bring 500 people and you're handing them out like it's the Siege of Saigon. No, there's probably a maximum capacity, whatever the fire marshal capacity is, minus the employees who work there. That's who it covers, and that's your payment. And now shut the fuck up, and you never mention that Jimmy Carter stabbed you with a reciprocating Sawzall ever again, or you'll be, you'll see what happens. Jimmy Carter will come back. He won't have a Sawzall this time. He'll have a Sawzall. Yeah, that's good, Sawzall. So whatever. The point is, why did I bring up Jimmy Carter? Oh, so he's 96, and Joe Biden. Let's look up Joe Biden's age. Joe Biden, man, I think he's only like, why? Come on. He is 77. So look, I mean, it's fine. I'd rather have someone building a house. His number went up to 290. That was 290. What did he get? He got another state? I don't know what Trump's. I mean, Trump's been at 214 since like Tuesday, I think. He tried to be open-minded, but it's just, come on. Just get him out of there. Give him a fucking... Have Jimmy Carter get him out of there. Have Jimmy Carter go, and look, I'm a corrupt guy. I stab people with sawzalls all day. I get where you're coming from, Donald. But we need the country needs to move on. Here's a gift certificate at McDonald's. It's like what they say in the cartels is Pluto or Plat. I don't want to be gold or weapon, Pluto or Plata. I remember it from like Killing Pablo, that book. It was I'm butchering it, the Spanish language, but it was like basically you take the bribe or you take the bullet kind of thing. So you got the Sawzall in one hand. Like he's not gonna come to Donald with McDonald's gift certificate. I mean, he gets McDonald's whenever he wants. He'll have a sack of gold, a couple million worth of gold, and just give it to the guy. Give him $1 billion. What are we doing? Just move this along. I mean, the amount of damage is going to happen if there's some kind of weird thing. It's going to cost the country a lot more money. Just move it along. Grease it, will you? Let him build the thing in Moscow if he wants. Like, at this point, he got you. I'm not saying we want to condone bad behavior, but, he got in. He played his game. He did some stuff. Just get him out of there. This whole country, everything we do is about business. It's all about corporations anyway. We go to war for corporations in Guatemala. We overthrow for United Fruit. BP. We go into Iran. All these things. I mean, Hawaii we took because was it the Dole Sugar Company? Dole for the pineapple, but they were big into sugar. Was it Domino? I think it was Dole, even though but there was sugar. I could be wrong. It's one of those two. Point is, everything happens because of corp. So, move it along. Let him go hang gliding with Obama. Let him let him marry. Well, I mean, you can't do that. I mean, let him have 2 wives. Is the point? Give him a polygamy exception, legal polygamy. Let him have a compound in Montana. But no kids, of course, and no weird thing. But, I'm sure there's plenty of women who want to be a Trump wife. Let him do it. Let him start a cult. I don't know what this whole, we're going to hold him on trial. And all right. I mean, he probably knows shit now. He's going to make everyone look bad. I'm just saying, Saddam. Saddam was a bad guy. Saddam was an evil guy. But they hung him because he knew shit, too. I mean, that's the only reason. But, they're like, get this guy out of the fucking, out of court. What are we doing? Let him, just hang this guy. I'm not saying we should have. I mean, but he probably had a few things to say about the CIA and what they told him to do and then not to do and then to do. I'm just saying. It's like, so with Trump, he probably has some shit to say. He probably, went through and he probably knows who killed Kennedy now. Why is he, didn't he, say he was going to do that? He never did. We released some bullshit. I mean, if he'd done that, I'm just saying, it would have made people, win that. If you're gonna go the conspiracy route with the QAnon shit, go full 9. Release CIA documents. Let Snowden back in the country. If he had gotten Snowden in, if he had gotten Julian Assange in, why wouldn't he get Julian Assange in? What does he give a shit? He gives a shit about national security? Don't give me that. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to, bomb his own country. But, I mean, why? He should have gotten Julian Assange in. He should have just, pardoned Julian Assange. I mean, is it in his wheelhouse to do stuff like that? Maybe not. But, but that would have been a move where you go, oh, look, I mean, at least he's doing. You could have separated yourself. You could have made yourself, kind of a, I don't know what you call it, an advocate for whistleblowing. I don't know the fuck, blow my whistle. Make that your campaign slogan. Blow my fucking whistle. And then, Julian Assange is on your left, and, Edward Snowden's on your right, and you're holding their hands up. They'll come. Get Chelsea Manning, fucking get her there too. I mean, look, no one wants to be a political puppet. But, I mean, if the guy's going to pardon them, they'll probably go for it. I mean, who wants to stay in solitary confinement for 4 more years? I'm not going to blame Chelsea Manning if she let Trump use her as a puppet. I think they wanted her to talk and she didn't. And she went back to jail. So, she has integrity. I'm not, and that's good. But, she shouldn't have to have integrity is my point. Just let her go. And what's that going to cost Trump? Who gives a shit? I don't know. It's a strange set of things to do. whatever. I mean, you could have offset the COVID thing. Maybe Joe Biden should just maybe it'll be a co-presidency. Maybe we'll just kind of sit around baking cookies and plotting wars. Like Joe Biden will do the war, Donald Trump will just again build hotel. Let him build a new White House. Let him do that. Hey, why don't you? We'll let you be president in 2024. Then you trick him into not being president later. But you say, we'll let you build a new White House. And, like, you just, because the White House he's probably right. It's probably kind of shitty. It was built in, you ever been inside an old building? I mean, I've been in, like, buildings that were, like, houses that were built in the turn of the century. And they're creaky and they're nice, but they're also like, I don't want to live here. I cleaned a mansion once from the 1800s and it was, like, in Long Island for a Chinese roller coaster billionaire. I'm just saying, it was very stuffy in the sense of like there was this weird carpet on the walls or like wallpaper, but it just seemed like fabric-y. It didn't seem inviting. So I'm just saying, let him. The White House probably does kind of suck. Let him build a new White House, or we just who knows what he pulls out of his pocket. I'm just saying the guy's a scrappy guy. The guy knows how to wiggle and squirm. I don't know. What else is going on? Is there anything else going on? Alex Trebek is dead. That's sad. Me and Lucy watch a lot of Jeopardy. I'm pretty good at Jeopardy. I'm pretty good at Jeopardy. What the fuck is wrong with me? Because Trebek was tremendous. I mean, kind of a prick in a good way, where he was just like, because these people on Jeopardy, even like the attractive people who are kind of like, this woman's kind of attractive, or she's kind of cute, or this guy's not the typical nerd. They're always nerds. I mean, and not just, of course, stuff, but they're always just kind of weirdly like antisocial maniacs who like collect hair, and they want to tell you about how they collect hair. That like every story they have is just, and the guy, and that's the problem too. It's like, these people will be on for 15 days in a row, and like, he has to have a little story every time, after the first commercial break. Like, oh, so you once ate an ice cream cone and it dripped all over your pants and everyone thought it was cum. I mean, no one's ever done that. I would have done that. I would have said, look, everyone thought it was some kind of substance, if you know what I mean. It was an ice cream. People thought I got a little excited about the ice cream, if you know what I'm saying. And you go, I don't know what you're saying. I go, they thought I came in my pants like a dirty dog. And they would scrap the episode there. I do pretty well. The buzzing mechanism is a little tricky, right? They say it's a little hard to time the buzzing. But it's a moot point. The guy's dead. I miss him. I don't miss him, but I mean, I actually watched the show. And now there might not be Jeopardy anymore. I mean, who's going to host that now? I mean, Bob Barker was replaced by Drew Carey. So I guess it's possible. And that guy was pretty iconic. They're going to get... So who is the Drew Carey now? Rob Schneider? Could Rob Schneider be the new host of Jeopardy? That would be pretty bad. Who else? Who was on a show for a while? There's the guy. Let's think. What was the big shows? There was maybe the nerd from How I Met Your Mother. No, the other one. The Bang Boy Theory, the Gangbang Theory, Big Bang Theory. One of those nerds. Yeah, the third nerd, the one who was like really pervy. I think I never watched a show. I still like the first episode. I think once I was like, this is terrific. But he was also in that Coen Brothers movie. He played a rabbi. He could be a Jeopardy guy. I guess. I mean, I'm not saying he'd be good, but get one of those guys. Get Randy Quaid. That would be amazing. Just maniac Randy Quaid, just fucking that weird woman in videos. Now he's host of Jeopardy. Just doesn't know anything. He's barely, like, he's got double vision all the time. He can barely read the answers, but he's still acting smug like Trebek would. Like, Trebek always acted like he knew the answers. But, like, whatever. But you kind of, maybe he did. Maybe they recycle him. Or, look, that's the thing with Jeopardy. It's kind of all, like, it's, a lot of the time, it's just whatever you whatever like the most likely answer would be is what it was. Like who was this guy who did sonnets? Well, I know Shakespeare did sonnets, so it's probably Shakespeare. Well, he wrote the sonnet that said blah blah blah, Euripides and bullshit. And I don't know what that means, but sonnet Shakespeare. That's all it is. That's most of Jeopardy. So there's that. He's dead. Maybe get who else? Who else could we get? Could we get fucking old? We get Michael Richards. I mean, is he paid his dues enough? Could Michael Richards be the new host of Jeopardy? That would be insane. Because it'd be amazing if the first episode he just does it again. I'm not even gonna repeat it, but you know what I'm saying. Jon Stewart. Just let Jon Stewart do something fun. He's we don't need more politics. We've got your politics. Do Jeopardy. I could host Jeopardy. I'll carry a gun. For no, will I wave at the contestants? Sure. Will it be loaded? Yeah. Will the safety be off? Sometimes. I'm not going to shoot them, though. All right? I'm not an idiot. I'm not a moron. I'm not going to shoot contestants. That'd be insane. I guess if it did go off and I had the safety off, they'd charge me with, at least manslaughter. So for my own benefit, maybe I'll leave them, safety on. But I know I wouldn't shoot anybody. It's just, but it's just, you're not really waving a gun if the safety's off or on. You know what I mean? Safety's on. You really waving a gun at someone? Or are you just playing games? Don't point guns at people, I guess. I guess I should put a disclaimer out there. Don't point guns at people. Don't, with the safety off. I'm just saying if I did, and I was the host of Jeopardy, everything would be fine. But it's not an endorsement of you doing something, all right? I know myself. What else? If I go to the news, is there anything else besides? Let's see. Google News. Trump continues to defy election results. And world and some in GOP continue to move on. Oh, Jared Kushner, Melania Trump advised Trump to accept the election loss. I hope he leaves them. I hope he fucking disenfranchises Jared Kushner. I mean, I'm not saying I hope he stays. I just hope in the process, like he divorces Melania. He stops being. I don't know how you stop being someone's father-in-law, but it'd just be funny if the whole thing fell apart. And like it was just him and Barron. I mean, it'd be funny if it was just him and Barron. Like remember the movie Problem Child, where it was John Ritter and that creepy kid, and they were in the beginning they're traveling the country, eating at fast food places and drinking Pepto-Bismol. That could be him and Barron. That could be great. Why not just do that? Make a show out of that. Make a reality show with him and Barron, where he's just raising. It's called My Womb is Barren. My womb is barren, not bearing. My womb is barren. Yeah, does he have a womb? No, but you get the idea. Trump adult sons push ahead and fight. Those two are fucking. I mean, the junior one used to be a decent looking guy, I feel, but now he just kind of looks like a weird psychopath. And Eric, it's hack to even bring up how weird Eric looks. Dave Chappelle doesn't think America is saved. Well, he's not a moron. That's why. Johnny Depp loses libel case over son wife beater claim. This is all why the global economy is recovering faster. Expected. Loses Amber Heard wife. There's not. Didn't give 100,000. No, Fairfax officials in Virginia didn't give 100,000 Trump votes to Biden. I don't know. This news is all very one-sided, or not one-sided, just one-dimensional. It's all about the, Oh, Nets identified third starter team up with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Blockbuster trade that would shake up. Who is this? Who is it? The New Orleans Pelicans released news concerning Drew Holiday is coming to the Nets? That could be good. I don't know how many of you are basketball people, but I mean, do I hate Kyrie Irving? Whatever the appropriate thing to feel about Kyrie Irving is how I feel. More Kevin Durant. Do I hate them as men? No. I mean, but it's sports. In the context of sports, so I'm not a Kevin Durant fan. I'm not a Kyrie Irving fan. The guy's kind of to call him a punk seems weird because, he beat the shit out of me easily. Effortlessly. Effortlessly just emasculate me and hold my life in his hands. But in the context of him versus LeBron, whatever. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of the Nets, and that I used to like the Nets. It would be. I mean, I don't have some fetish about Kyrie Irving beating the shit out of me. I'm just saying, like, I feel people have very loose lips about like sports people when like they would just they would just be bludgeoned, free for all. So, but I'm not a Kyrie Irving guy, and I'm not a Kevin Durant guy, but I like Drew Holiday, so he might be coming to the Nets, and that's fun. I don't think Drew Holiday could beat me up. I don't think he would. Seems like a nice guy. I know nothing about him, but I just have a good feeling. If I go to a game and I'm like, "Hey, you suck," he would just be like, "Well, that's your opinion, fatty." He wouldn't just be nice. He'd be like, "That's your opinion, fat guy." But he wouldn't like storm the bench like I feel like Kevin Durant would and start beating me with a burner phone. He's very famous for having burner phones and going back at people for shitting on them on Twitter. So I don't know. Things are looking up for my Brooklyn fandom, I guess. I mean, in theory I'm a Knicks fan, I guess. But I mean, look, the Knicks are they're like America in 25 years. They're just done. There's nothing. You got. I mean, what's his name? Dolan. Just bad leadership, bad owners. They'll never be good. And if they are good, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully, look, I'm not shitting on the Knicks. I don't know football. I'd love to be quoting football stats to you, giving you the line, and it's too late for that anyway, probably. But telling you how to bet, how to make money. Maybe next week I'll do that. Maybe next week I'll get into football betting. I was looking at the camera now. My angle's it's kind of a fun angle. I feel like a cat. If you're listening at home, I'm sorry, but like I'm looking at the camera because I'm kind of leaned forward, and I feel like I'm a cat when you open your eyes and a cat's standing over you. Very dynamic, moving. The lighting seems nice too. I should really remember these settings. Yeah. So look, my way will get the country going. We'll probably do some bullshit, and in the middle of December, we'll still be trying to figure this out. Just give the guy a new golf course. Let him play it like a cat. I mean, come on. Let's just give the guy. Look, it's a retirement plan. I'm not saying pardon the dude. I'm just saying give him a golf course, and then prosecute him if you want. But like, give him the golf course is like you can take it back if you win. But give him that. Give him something. Listen to me or don't. I mean, I've been right the whole time. I feel like, and no one's listening to me. I was right about Biden. I was right about everything. I'm just, I call everything correctly. So I was right about the Lakers. The Lakers won. I said they would win. So don't listen to me at your own peril, I guess. Whatever. All right, so we'll wrap this up. It's been fun. We'll come back. Did I mention the gap tooth? They ripped the tooth out of my head. It's really bugging. Whatever. Don't worry about it. But I'm getting a new tooth put in. If you want to if you want to sign up for the Patreon, you get a nice extra episode every week. This week we had Lucy Steiner on yesterday, talking about in detail about the election, fun stuff. And the money goes to putting teeth in my mouth. So if you're worried that I've just wasted it on like bubble gum and fat food, no, it goes to my teeth, and you get an extra episode, and it's great, and everyone loves it. And if not, it's fine too. We're all just thanks to everyone who bought their I'm a Wine Princess Bitch t-shirts. That campaign is over. They might be coming back later on in the month because some people have expressed they wanted to get it and they couldn't get it in time. So I'm not looking to screw anyone over. There's some demand, but at the moment they're not. But whatever. I'll make a post on Twitter or Instagram if I bring them back. But they'll be back at some point. Not too late in the future. And they're cool. You don't love them. People who bought them. It's great. Everything's great. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kump. Listen to Our Love Is Disgusting. We're still going on. We were on last week. Don't worry. Look, you get it when you get that. Look, this is all. It's like a when you watch shows on Fox, sometimes, when you watch Fringe, it was live. It wouldn't be on every week sometimes, as long as they put football on. So I don't know what to tell you. But Kump's here every week, and the Patreon's here every week. So enjoy that. And, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.